What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to a Carabao Cup Final preview here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds travel down to Wembley to take on Newcastle in the League Cup Final, and it is a 4:30 kick-off on Sunday. We'll be live from 3:15 p.m. for a watch-along, and as always, we'll have all the usual post-match stuff that you expect here on Anfield Agenda. Over the course of this video, I'm going to take you through my predicted 11, my score prediction, and give you a bit of a fact file and form update on our opponents. And of course, we want to know your thoughts. So let us know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's start off with a bit of an injury update from the manager. So he has ruled Trent Alexander-Arnold out of the final. Said that he expects him back before the season ends, but didn't really have much more of an update than that. Connor Bradley is still going to be out for the game. Joe Gomez is going to be out. He flirted with the idea of Curtis Jones at right back, although I hope he was on the wind up there. But the good news is Ibrahima Konate has trained and will be available for selection for the manager. So with that in mind, let's go through and have a look at my predicted 11. Remember, we also had Cody Gakpo back, although he didn't look too fit when he came on against PSG. You would imagine that with more sessions under his belt, he'll look far more like himself at the weekend. So let's get stuck into the predicted 11, ladies and gents. Actually, you know what? Well, let's have a look at a fact file and our opponents first, actually. Liverpool will take their English Cup trophies tally to 19 with success at Wembley, drawing level with Manchester United. That is, of course, should we beat Newcastle. Newcastle's last major domestic honour was 70 years ago in 1955 when they lifted the FA Cup. Since then, Newcastle have lost 5 major domestic cup finals, 2 League Cups and 3 FA Cups. They must feel like they're jinxed in all honesty. And this weekend, this is what I keep saying, they're going to be very, very up for the fight. On each of the past 4 occasions that the League Cup holders have reached the final, they've gone on to lift the trophy again. No English boss has won a major trophy with a Premier League club since 2008 when Harry Redknapp guided Portsmouth to an unlikely FA Cup final glory. So again, Eddie Howe will be looking to, well, make sure that that run of Newcastle's ends, but we of course want Arne Slot to get his first trophy. Now, here's Newcastle's form in our head-to-heads. So Premier League 24-25, we finished Liverpool 2, Newcastle 0 at Anfield, and of course there was that exciting 3-3 draw with that late Caoimhín Kelleher error up at St James's Park. Premier League last season, Liverpool 4, Newcastle 2, and Newcastle 1, Liverpool 2 up at St James's Park in the Darwin Derby. Now we go back to the recent form and we'll work from the bottom up here. Manchester City 4, Newcastle 0 in the Premier League was a resounding victory for Pep Guardiola's side. Newcastle 4, Forest 3 in the Premier League was an incredible result for Eddie Howe's side. Then it was Newcastle who were beaten 2-0 by us in the Premier League, and of course Newcastle lost 2-1 to Brighton as well at St James's Park before having a 1-0 victory away against West Ham. So that's a fact file on our opponents coming into the final, their form and our recent head-to-heads, but we're all here for the predicted 11, right? So let's get stuck into it. Now, I'm going to say before I start this, you're going to disagree with me on some of these selections, but hear me out as we go through. Start off with the goalkeeper and the centre-backs as we always do. And for me, it's Kelleher's final, so Kelleher should play in the final. We know that he's used Alisson in other rounds, but that was where Caoimhín Kelleher had the Plymouth FA Cup game as an example, or had the games that don't really matter, where he's been thrown in. So I would keep Kelleher in goal for the final. Arne may view this differently, but for me, Kelleher should start the final in goal. So I'd go with Kelleher and then Konate and Virgil van Dijk, of course, in the centre-back positions. Now, I'm sure other people are going to disagree with me around Caoimhín Kelleher. They're going to say Alisson Becker's the best keeper in the world, and you have no argument for me on that one. But Kelleher has played in 2 of these finals, won 2 of these finals, and it could be a nice send-off for him, of course, as he looks likely to depart in the summer. So, into the full-back positions now, and of course, I haven't put Curtis Jones at right back, so I've gone for Jarell Quansah in the right back position and Andy Robertson in the left back position. Maybe you differ with me here as well. A couple of people could feel that maybe Costas will be fresher, so he could start at left back. But for me, Andy Robertson is better, so I'm putting Robbo in at left back. Into midfield now. No surprises for this one, ladies and gents. It's probably exactly as you expected. Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai, come what may, and we don't want to see Mackett and Dom taken off if it goes to extra time, Arne, please. So that would be my midfield. Remember, we're on an international break after this one, so I would go with Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai, as I feel that is our strongest midfield trio. Now though, we're into the attacking end of the pitch. And this is, of course, where it becomes a little bit more difficult. But this is what I've gone for. I'm going to start off with the two wide positions. So, Mohamed Salah on the right. And I would go with Cody Gakpo on the left. As I mentioned at the start of the video, Cody didn't look fit at all when he came on against Paris Saint-Germain. But he has had more training since then. So, we'll have had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday morning to prepare as well. So I would be playing him on the left-hand side because I'd expect him to be a lot better than he was when he came on against PSG, where he just looked jaded. And of course, Mohamed Salah on the right will want to, well, he'll want to get back to lifting trophies, won't he? And put the disappointment of being knocked out of the Champions League behind him. Maybe grab himself a goal at Wembley. So that's the wide positions. But then who have I gone for through the centre? The options were, of course, Diogo Jota, Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, or maybe even Federico Chiesa. What I've gone for is Luis Diaz. Quite simply, I don't trust the other two centre forwards at the minute. I don't trust Diogo Jota. I don't trust Darwin Núñez. They both look out of form, and we need to take this game seriously. Arne Slot, in many of our opinion, made probably an incorrect selection in certain areas against Paris Saint-Germain. He has to learn from that. Diogo does not look like himself, and Darwin looks devoid of form and confidence at the minute. So my front three, Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, and Luis Diaz through the centre. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with that one. And of course, we still have one more thing to go, which is the score prediction. And for this one, I again went back and forth. It's very difficult to gauge how a final's going to go. Initially, I was thinking maybe this one drags out and we go all the way through to extra time and penalties, but I don't think our hearts could take that after the midweek disappointment against Paris Saint-Germain. So ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I've gone for the score prediction. Liverpool 2, Newcastle 0. And I am quite confident in that score prediction, so I'm going to stick with that one. I was humming and hawing about maybe a 2-1, but I do think the lads are going to want to keep a clean sheet. Look, Alexander Isak is going to be very difficult to keep quiet, but they don't have Anthony Gordon, they don't have Hall, they don't have, I believe, Sven Botman, if my memory is correct. So they have their own injury problems, and hopefully that blunts their attack. If we can keep Isak quiet, I think we'll go a long way to winning the League Cup. And of course, we know only too well if it goes to penalties and Queeveen's in goal, well, it's pretty much a done deal, isn't it? Queeveen Kelleher does not lose penalty shootout, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Just a reminder again, we'll be live from 3:15 for the watch along, and we'll take you all the way through match reaction, player ratings video, and we'll probably have a stream that night as well. And hopefully we're celebrating another League Cup victory and Arne Slot's first bit of silverware as Liverpool manager. That's pretty much it for me, my friends. Again, a reminder, if you want to get your tickets to our live show, May 28th, you can get them with the link in the description of this video, or you can go on to the Hot Water Comedy Club website and look at them there. And we will see you guys for the final on Sunday. Much love. Bye-bye.